Hello and welcome to another fine day of robot superhero rusty programming. Last night we left it off at... Where were we? We were still basically just made it to Bronze League. We did a bit of refactoring to clean up our bots to make it easier to go, and today we're going to go a bit more into that. We're going to actually write some real strategies, and there's a bit more cleaning to do. As always, these things aren't easy. But I did a bit of it offline, so we should be ready to go. So let's just give a recap of where we are. Not on the Leaf site, we're doing Rust, not Leaf. Probably don't need that. So a lot more people made it into the Bronze League. We were comfortably sitting at just past 300 last night, and then another 100 people made it to this league. So our bot still doesn't do anything, but we got to hear it works. And to go for the tools we're using, again, if you're not know the program at all, the site, it's a competition. They're AI bot programming. We're doing a superheroes one, and our superheroes don't do a lot yet. We're using a couple plugins over in settings. We're using the external editor, and we're using this one from Jasper. He's online, probably programming his bots right now, and we upload the files that way. We're also using, let me run this one open. I have a site here for this, GitHub, with some of the tools. Throw this link over here for you as well. We're also using this tool from edA-qa, a source builder. And what it does, because CodinGame only accepts one file, his builder then lets you take all the files together and bundle them together into one big source file for a whole cargo crate. And this has been wonderful because it's let us restructure the code into like normal human code rather than just one big ugly blob. And we had a bit of challenge yesterday, but it's working a bit better today. And I actually added some test cases as well today, so lots of fun stuff. What else did I want to say first of all? So we have edA-qa, who's not going to watch. He's going to code with us. He's going to write a bot as well. So let's go find him on there if we can actually search. There's no search facility on here. It's kind of unfortunate. So even if you know somebody, search. Let's find him here. All right. So we can't find anybody on the leaderboard. It's unfortunate. So is there a way to? There we go. Search. Let's there is a way to search. edA-qa 1. Not on that leaderboard though. Oh, it's doing something though. Maybe it's searching. There we go. So we're already following edA-qa 1. He's much further ahead than we are, or they're much further ahead. Make assumptions, and they're in the game right now as well. I think they're coding. I think they're coding a bot. Let's see where they are in there. Go to competition as well. Let's go and check the leaderboards. Everybody wants their details shown here. Go ahead. And can we just limit it to our friends? People we follow. There we go. Those are all the people we follow, where they're sitting in Botters of the Galaxy. Now, looks... I don't know what this 27 means here, honestly, because there's no way we're 27 anything. Oh, in Germany. So we're 27 in Germany. That's probably last in Germany. So these are the people we follow. We don't want Germany. We want all. Yeah, okay, so I still got that. So, see, this is more correct. So I'm way at the end here. And so the people we follow. Incoin's up there. Othershitzal's up there. Algmir's up there as well. I can't remember which tools we're using. edA-qa. So edA-qa, this is the tool we're using, as I mentioned. It's this packing script we use. Dwarfy was the guy we saw. Dwarfy was the guy we saw in Code Golf that we couldn't quite beat him on one of them. We got past the other one, Nasdem, and Petrus was the guy who showed us a strategy yesterday. And as we go down, edA-qa is the guy who's going to be coding today as well. And other people until we get down to us at evening, Rust here. And there are other people using Rust. So if you're on the show and you want to do it, then just let us know and we'll follow you so you can see it, and and then we can see where we are. But we're going to move on to this now and see where we are. Leave this, close this window here. We don't need too many windows open. This thing already consumes enough CPU power, as we've seen in previous episodes, and tends to stop after a while. Let's look at where I was at with the refactoring. I did a little bit here. What I wanted to do was I was moaning about the point class and overloads, and I figured out how to do those. So this big point class now got bigger. This is the test class. So I built tests. minimal test, so you can run cargo test on this now, and it actually runs some test case just as a point class, and we can add more as we get further. Just a bit of a sanity check. We don't need those now. And in the point class itself, test, yeah, Sinclair, yeah, you're happy. Test, we got test. We can add more. I actually, when I program like real code, I do kind of do test-driven development. I'd like to call it use-driven development. If it's because I do a lot of UI, you can't do unit tests for everything, so I do at least little minimal UIs and drive it that way. And when I do units libraries, I tend to do a lot of unit tests, always driven by unit tests. Isbooker, yeah, tests. We have this point class, as you know with Rust, so I have this point class, point 2, that does operations on it. And I added these traits so we can actually do plus and minus on the points. Let me open up that test class again. So we can actually do, and you see like point times something, point plus divided by. This is going to help our syntax a lot. I can't do anything about this F64 and everything, but at least we have natural point syntax for most things. And I'm going to rewrite the code right now that uses this just to see that it's working. And this is with this trait stuff here. Implementing traits is kind of bulky in Rust. You have a lot of stuff to specify, but at least it works. So let's go over to our strategy. And we had a cowardly strategy here. This is where we left off. And let's start looking at some of the things we can rewrite here. I left the old names in right now. And distance 2 has to remain, of course, because there's no operation meaning distance 2. But where was the stuff that didn't have it? We had a mul and stuff somewhere here. I don't even know where that is anymore. Maybe it wasn't on strat cowardly. I don't even know where to put it anymore. Probably in the find stuff. Let's go back to the state and look for it. Some of these here somewhere must. So we have some coding issues still we have to deal with. I don't even know if find first, find nearest. Where did I do all that division and stuff? I can't find it anymore. Well, if I find it, we have a way to do it now. So we'll have to find it. So we have the traits, so we can go over that. We have trait, not state, probably in state input strategy. I don't know, wherever it is. We'll find it. We'll find it again, and we'll get there. And then we can use those things, and we can use traits with that. So that sets it all up. So the first thing I want to do is I want to create a new strategy, and we want to create a strategy for Hulk. We're going to leave point open. So we have this cowardly strategy, and we're going to start refactoring some bits out here to reuse them as well. And I'm just going to copy and paste the stuff at the top here, because this is kind of annoying. It's there's a lot of overhead here because we can't do inheritance. We have a lot of overhead, and I don't want to share the same files, so we're going to have pub struct smash. Let's say smash. Yeah. I want to use small smash strategy, but who knows, smash. Hero, this hero and init are going to be the same on every single one of them, and this is why I like abstract classes, where I could just override the little bits, but if you're doing a structure like this, it gets a little bit annoying, and there's only so much we can do about that. Strat smash.rs. Okay. So we're going to hit narrow, we're going to copy that, and we might have some sort of shared way to implement it. I don't know. We could do a similar trait for init as well. Hard to say. Maybe we should actually start doing that. Put it on the strategy. There's an init function there, because they're all going to have this init function. But this gets, again, it gets kind of messy, because the more you add to the traits, public function init self hero ID gives nothing back. What has to happen here is now it becomes implement. We have to have this new way strategy for smash, and we have the public function init. I can't remember if that's redundant or not. I don't know. And we have another public function called getTurn, and that's what we actually have to implement. I don't know the keystrokes in Visual Code to switch tabs. I'm sure there are some, I just don't know what there are. Is there like left and right? No. I don't know what the tabs are. So, if you know the... So, strat cowardly, you can see the information is at the bottom here as well. Function get turn. And now what's weird is because it's a trait now, you have to shift this stuff around and... Okay, put this over in Smash. We don't need the pub here, that would be redundant. And now we have to give a turn. I mean, if we really wanted to do this quickly, we could simply do turn, attack nearest. Unit type, unit. And this would be the simplest control tab. Aha! That works. Oops. Is there any way to make that list just pop up? Because what I really like in Kate, one of the features I have is I just pop up the list and then I can search through it that way. That would be delightful if there's a way to make it pop up. Because control tab... Oh, as long as I hold control down, it keeps working. Aha. That might work. It's faster because I don't have to keep moving over to the mouse. Fuzzy search. Now that should be fine. I can control tab and then just do it that way. I don't like having to hold control down, but I think I can manage. My fingers can manage that. Except now I've forgotten where I was. So we have that strategy. We have our cowardly. I didn't mean to change anything here. Strat smash. And we have it for here. And our hero, our smashing hero, is just going to return attack nearest unit type. Now the one thing I want to do though is... Oh, it's hard to decide, because smashing is going to be built for Hulk. But I don't know if we should encode that in the smashing or not. So the entry point here is, we have Hulk, and we're going to do this, use strat smash smash. And we're going to do it this way, smash. The first one's going to be smash. And I have some errors down here. Oh, there's so many of these. I'm just on strat smash. Yeah, okay, we have to put it in the lib too. I'm getting, this is... I find there's a little bit too much setup work to set up Rust with the libraries. This type of file, I find this file kind of unnecessary. I mean, if I have all the files in the same directory, why do I have to actually type them again here? Get turn, mismatch type. Oh yeah, what needs... Unused import, fine. We'll use the import later. Okay, and then we can do a cargo bundle, cargo build actually, clean and cargo build. Clear. Sorry. And you see the code update in the back end there. This would actually give us a new strategy. This would be enough that our Hulk just runs in and smashes stuff. Not a very good strategy. I just wanted to show another one set up, and then we can play this one, and you can watch our Hulk is probably just going to get himself killed right now. Because he's no longer cowardly. He's just going to run in and smash stuff. And he doesn't buy items either. Yeah, cargo check we do quite often. I've done cargo check quite often. It also the output of build does the cargo check as well. And this RLS is sort of output. Sometimes when RLS actually works, that's a plug-in Visual Code, then it actually works. Okay, so our Hulk smashed in here, and yeah, we won against the computer, but this AI is really brain dead. But we could submit this, and we just, you know, highly unlikely to get any higher in the ranks, because it's really, we're not doing anything important here. We're not doing anything interesting. We're just taking Hulk and walking in and smashing stuff. So as expected, we don't do very well. So let's attempt to work on this strategy of Hulk smashing stuff. We want to check with the smashing strategy, is it possible to actually just go in and keep buying potions and items and just keep getting stuff and doing better like that? This main We could refactor this so it's a little bit less work, but since I don't have to change anything, all I ever do is change this top part here, then it's not a big issue. And actually, let's refactor it anyways in the interest of let strategy equal vector outlen smash new. Let hero ID is vec -1 -1. Let's hope this works. And I want the names. Let hero name equal vector. Who knows what this is actually? Iron Man and Hulk. And we have the split up here. We're not going to make the strategy report which one they want, because some of them, like Cowardly, would work for all of them. Maybe not very well, but that'd be fine. And we could do a for loop here, but again, when you have only 2 lines, it's sometimes hard to decide whether you want a for loop or not. But I guess we should, because we're going to have a for loop everywhere else for I in 0 ... num heroes. Let's do constant num heroes usize equals 2. So we just clear up this code a little bit. And hero ID I equals get hero ID hero name I. Strategy I.init hero ID I. I might want to pack this into a structure, but this is fine for now. First equals first. Yeah, I'm always uncertain about names. Whether it should be plural. I actually switch back and forth in my code. Sometimes lists are plural, sometimes not, because hero names make sense up here, but when you're referring to a hero name I, it makes sense to have just a singular here. But since we use names everywhere else, we use S, strats, hero IDs, so I'll just put it down here as well. Heroes names, hero names, hero IDs, hero names, strats, hero IDs. We'll do the same thing down here, for I in 0 ... num heroes. And I'm not putting an E on the end of S. Is heroes actually spelled with an ES usually? No. I think it's just OS, isn't it? I don't know. Silly language. Hero IDs I. Strats I.get turn and state. Yes. Yes, you can't just respond yes. With this amount of lag, I don't know what yes means. And this type of if is really weird here. What we should do instead is say let turn equals heroes. Ah! They make me put E's on stuff. Actually, no, I don't have to. Because I cleverly avoided it, so it's hero names, strats, and hero IDs. So I don't... Oh, but num heroes. Oh, well. Num heroes. Num heroes. Fine, fine. So we're learning Rust and English today. Okay, so I'm going to change this to be a bit clearer here, that if we have that, we get the turn on when we do this way, and then we print the line. I prefer to just have one print statement, turn.get command. Well, that's going to go on multiple lines, but we can put the else here, else. Yeah, let's just do it this way. Heroes for heroes. Okay, we'll go with that. Turn wait. Okay, so I structured this slightly differently, and you'll see this in a lot of code, and I actually highly recommend it. When you have one thing that prints a command such as this, it's better to do the conditional to set it up, and then do one command to write it out. It reduces the code flow, because I previously had the print inside the if statement, and that makes the person wonder, when you're reading the code, is the print actually different? But no, this code structure is basically like, no, it's very clear. We have to print out a turn. And a turn in one case is wait instead. And we save it, and is there a problem here somewhere? Unexpected a literal. And yeah, this is the funny thing about using the strings. I think string handling in Rust is terrible, to be honest. It's just hard to work with strings. But we just had to deal with it. Smash new, unsmash types. So strats here, how is this going to work? We could take off this turn. Oh, we have to put turn now, so we need that. Use state. No, use turn, turn. That gets rid of one of them. Mismatched types. I'm unclear here why this is mismatched. I thought this would unify them into strategies. Well, Jess, you have a very fine point. String handling in most languages sucks. So, I mean, when I say Rust string handling sucks, you know, that doesn't mean it's any worse than anything else. I like hero count. Yes, hero count is better. Thank you. Hero count. Let's do that instead. Hero count. Then I can avoid the E. So this is all set up to handle multiple heroes. It's only ever 2. Now the strats here, let's see if this is going to be a... This is going to be a... These are strategy. A strategy, and it's going to be length hero count. Aha. Naming things, cache invalidation, and off by 1 errors, right? You know? Okay, so what does... I have a hard time initializing structures in size, hero count. Come on, Rust. I just want to initialize a structure. Oh, this is the wrong vec type. This is a vector type. And I just want this, maybe? But it has the size, and it has a strategy. And... Come on, how do I do this? I just want an array of 2. Alright. I don't know how to do the array of 2, but I know how to do this array. Sad as that is. But that's not the same. It's not the same safety. There has to be a way to do this. I'm going to learn Rust. What do you mean I can't have it on the stack? I can't have an array of strategies because it's a trait? Like that? And then what do I do? Do I box this up or what? How do I box them up? We're gonna look this one up. Boxing. Come on, Zeal. No, I don't want to download a Rust box. Well, this I find actually weird, and I don't like this. I don't like this one bit that you can't take references. I guess you can't take references to type, but we have this here, and we're going to live with it for now. So I refactored this, so we have Hire Man and Hulk, and it looked like it works. Yeah, I think a trait is a... I think I know what you mean. Like a trait is a pointer to the object and to a virtual table. So it has two items to it. And the way C++ resolved that is C++ made it so objects, every time you implement any derived class, base class, it sticks a... It basically duplicates a this pointer. So every point where there's a virtual table entry, this can point there, and it has an unboxed this inside of it that points to the main this. And it's kind of a complicated structure in the binary of C++, but it lets you just take references to the interface types or the virtuals, and I assume C# is similar in that regards, except C#, since everything's an object, it doesn't have to deal with it the same. Same with Java. All right, so we have that. We think that'll work. Now we have to actually write a strategy for strat smash. What should strat smash do? We should... Let's keep healing ourselves. Let's see if this actually works. Well, let's check out our hero powers first. We're going to say smash only works for type Hulk, and then we have these things called hero powers. And what does Hulk have? Explosive shield. Temporary shield itself. The shield is destroyed. Max health times 50. Explosion range 1.5. Explosive damage 50. Now, okay, so we want this explosive shield. Let's see if that actually works. Spear flip. That's... Man, this layout here sucks. So he has charge. Range 500. So that's very interesting. We could actually make smash try and take out the strongest ones. We can actually try and do that. Let's see if we can find the strongest units. Or should we just attack the heroes? Because so far, people aren't expecting the heroes to be attacked. There's so many options for this game that's just making it really troublesome. Oh man, we fell to 400 with that stupid thing. So choke smash is pretty bad. Well, let's make him heal himself first. If, so let hero equal, what do we say the hero was? How would we do undoubtedly? Our hero. Our hero. Let our hero be this. And I'm just going to simplify it to hero now. Because we're the hero, and the other guy will just be a baddie or something. Get hero. And again, this is a problem with not having abstracts. I have to duplicate this in every single strategy. I don't have an easy way to simplify this. Whereas if I had an abstract class with virtuals, I would simply say get turn and provide it the hero. If hero dot health is less than hero dot max health divided by 2. We want to find a healing potion then. So this is in the state. The state has healing potions. Where is state now? State has items somewhere. Items. Man, we got to copy some more of this stuff out. So we have a player. Maybe we should move the player to a new class as well. At least the state should go down with the state. Items. So we decided we want to have a public function. Find health potion. And self and I don't know what it should find. Let's just find any health potion for now. It's another point for optimization. And this will be an option item. Oh, and this reference stuff. And a item. Because everybody loves Rust annotations. Alright, so we're going to look through the items for item in self.items. If item.is potion, we have that. Item is potion and item dot. We do. We definitely need the A there because we're returning a reference to an item and it has to maintain the lifetime of the state. Because you're going to be returning from the self-item structure. And where's our item now? I really need to put these in separate files. Item, wait, can you regenerate health? I thought there was... What do items do? What do you mean, no? Health potion. Yeah, I'm looking for a health potion. I'm trying to figure out what health potion. What defines a health potion? The bonus health and mana gain from the potions won't go above. Does it just recover all of it? Yeah, I got the is potion part. But here it says it recovers current mana or health. Does that actually just... I'm just trying to figure out the mapping. Is it returning, like there's this field called health and max health on the item. Does it actually return health or does it... What is the max health for? Then what is the max health value? Yeah, but what is max health then? So we identified it. It has a health greater than 0. Then we'll just return this one for now. Oh, it increases it. So those are always increases. So max health means how much it increases max health. Got it. So we'll return some item here. Otherwise, we're going to return none. And we have errors. No, that's just be A. Mismatch types, always, of course. That's where I always figure out what is the problem here. It is a reference to an item. Is this an item? Is this a reference to an item? This is supposed to be a reference. Cargo check gives off more information. Expected reference. See, this is where I still get really confused in Rust, is that I have a reference to self, and self.items is not moving them out somehow. It's supposed to be taking references, but suddenly the item is not a reference, so I need to stick a reference back in. So at this point in Rust, I'm still just basically randomly sticking this in. Oh no, I have to put the and here, that's the problem. Oh, there it is. No, the and has to go here. But yeah, is it go... This is basically my opinion as well. I mean, I just throw ands in and hope it works. Eventually the ands work. So strat smash, if I have a healthy potion, then I want to get a potion. And if let some item equals state dot find health potion, Then we're going to drink it. Then we're going to return turn by item.name. Now, I just put the string inside turn. I didn't put the item itself because that's a little bit weird, and that starts creating weird references. So we're just going to do return by.item_name. Otherwise, we attack nearest type. So we should see our guy recover, assuming there's no errors. Cannot move out of... yeah, this is annoying. Clone the item name. Okay, now we have to build this. Clear and cargo build. So one problem with the bundler is it just won't update automatically. We have to run build every time. Okay, but now we should at least see our guy. Well, let's take a real opponent, because this AI is no good. Let's take one where we lost, which shouldn't be hard to find. We lost pretty much all of them. And all I want to see is that we actually heal ourselves. We have to have money for it, and that's a problem. If we don't have money, then, you know. So we're watching Hulk. Our Hulk's going down, and we want to see him heal. We probably have no money for healing. Yeah, so we're stuck there. It looks like we have no money for healing. That's why sitting around. If we ever collect enough money, he might heal himself. And so he did heal himself. So we saw he did heal himself. And so we have to worry about that. When he has enough money here, maybe we should go attack a Groot then. I'm just trying to, like, these strategies, I mean, when I'm doing this live, this is going to be a bit hard here, but, and you're going to have if statements all over. And this is what I mean about an expert strategy. We're just going to hand code everything we can possibly do. And so the problem here is that if we found an item potion, but we have two options here. If item.cost is greater than state.gold, otherwise we're going to buy the item. Otherwise we're going to go turn attack nearest. And this is kind of silly because the Groots might actually be more powerful than the other guys. We're just going to get seriously injured here. But I just want to see it happen at least. See what happens here. Because we have to keep him doing the whole thing all the time. And state.us.gold. Okay. So we should at least see us go attack a Groot now. So we're going to run out of health, and then we should run up and start attacking a Groot. Or not. We were issuing the wrong command somehow? Right around there, our health was less than half, and we kept saying attack nearest unit, attack nearest unit. So we might have an issue in our attack nearest. Maybe it's not issuing the right command. Whoops, that's the wrong editor. Turn. Attack nearest what get command? And what do we have for what? Groot. Well, that's curious. And Hulk is doing... Oh, we didn't do a return. Wait, is this not an error in Rust? Is there not some kind of warning that says this is unused? There must be. No. Right here, this statement has no effect. I don't have a warning for it. It should have been that. Alright, so Hulk does a good job of smashing them there, except the first guy keeps using up all the money. So that's going to be an issue there. We use up all the money. I'm not sure why my other guy died, though. Iron Man walked within distance of the tower, so the cowardly one has to change as well. And we're going to have to play with the item strategy too, so not buy it. And the biggest thing with having these two things is how do we coordinate the gold between them? Because if one of them wants to buy something and the other one doesn't, we can just rely on randomness. And maybe the other guy should just wait till it's more. I don't know. What we could do here is a return to tower. So I have another if statement here. If hero.health is less than hero.max health divided by 10, that might be pretty low. Divided by 5, let's say. In return, let's make a convenience function called return to tower. And we'll make a function state that does a return to tower because it has the information it needs. Public function return to tower and self. And this returns a turn. Actually, no, it has to be on the player. Turn to tower. Just want to make sure it's here. And this has to be find tower, I guess. Find first unit of type tower. First unit. Unit type tower. Does this returns an optional? We'll just unwrap this because the tower can't not be there. If the tower's not there, we somehow failed anyways and the game's over, so it doesn't make a difference. So now we have return, move. Again, RLS is not picking up my stuff for me. Move tower.position. Pick up our errors. Cannot find turn. So we have to use turn. Use turn, turn. State.us.return to tower. Okay. Never used find nth unit, so I'm going to comment this out for now just to make our linter happy. Unused import. Blah blah blah. This is kind of annoying. Actually, does anybody know how to turn off the unused warnings? Because while I'm developing code, it's not really helpful. I'd like to just turn off all the unused warnings in Rust, and there must be a way to do that. Rust, turn off unused warnings. And but where? Where do I put it? Just anywhere? Oh, that's dead code. Yeah, it's the same thing. Dead and unused code are the same thing. Except, wait. No. I want unused. Unused and dead code are not the same thing. I hope they don't treat them as the same thing. Root. I don't know what root is, actually. What is root in my project? Is it the lib file or what? It's fine. I'll put that there and let's open the lib file. Well, it's not that. Doesn't go there. I don't have a root file. That's yeah, that's what I thought, and that's where I just put it, but it's not working. Strat smash still says unused, so it's not unused. So maybe it's is it unused code? Hopefully instead. Unused lint unused code. Well, unused import. Rust lint options. Let's check Zeal. Dead code. It's not even in the documents. Check online or Rust or dead code. Dead code. No. No. I don't even know what I'm looking for anymore. Unused code, dead code. Allow? Well, the docs, okay, so either Zeal is missing stuff or the Rust docs are missing stuff. No, there's no allow. I don't know. I'm reluctant to use dead code. Because dead code and unused code are somewhat different. Because if you have a statement like if false, this is dead code. Whereas if you have a function, unused function, it's technically also dead code, but I only want to capture these ones. I do not want to allow this. Obviously, in if false, I want to say this is wrong. It shouldn't be there. So I just think I do make a difference between dead code and unused code. Allow unused imports. Good. Unused imports at least we have. Is there an unused functions? Functions. No. Rust allow unused functions. Well, let's use allow dead code. And see if it helps. And that was over on state. We had find nth unit. And it allows that now. Let's check this though, if it finds this. Yeah, unfortunately it doesn't find this now. Well, it doesn't find that anyways. Alright, it's not finding this anyways. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't find actual dead code anyway, so we might as well leave it on. We're just going to leave it on and just say allow unused, allow dead code. And this is not really what we want. Just allow unused functions. But Rust isn't finding dead code anyways. So we'll just have to hope we don't have dead code. I mean, it's not so common to create it. Sometimes you do, but... Alright, so that clarified that a bit. The tab structure at the top is no longer helpful. I wonder if I can just do a... I might just start using Control-Tab to go between them. What I liked in Kate is I could just open up the little editor and type the name of the file and open it very quickly. I don't know how to do that here. So what we do for Smash is if he's in trouble, if he's really dying, he just returns to the tower. That's good as well. And he can't buy potions. And we're going to have to modify the strat Cowardly. The Cowardly can't walk within the range of the enemy tower. We're closer, so we have the same thing if we're too close to the tower. So we already have their tower. So if their tower dot distance to our hero dot position, oh, it has to be the position, is less than their tower dot attack range. Then move away as well. So never get too close to the tower, because that's what we were doing before. We're getting too close to the tower, and we're getting killed. So now Hulk will go back, we go back. He still buys too many items. But at least we should stay alive. And that's one of the things we want to do. We just want to stay alive for a bit longer. And if I switch Iron Man not to buy too much stuff and to always keep money available, because this guy gets a lot of kills. Groot's pretty easy to kill, it looks like. And so Hulk goes back. We've got nothing else to do there. Hulk's sitting there, and Hulk's going to wait until he can get a potion. If we ever get more money. But now we're never going to get more money, because... Hey, we actually won that one this time. I'm not quite sure how Iron Man died, but okay, we won that one. So that maybe we can go up to 414 in the rank if we submit this. So let me submit this. And well, as we watch this, I'll take a quick bathroom break, and I'll be back in 2 minutes. Are we doing any good? Hey, we got out of the 400 range. Yay! So that actually does something. Probably not a lot. We probably still suffer quite a bit. We had to fix an item strategy. And I'd actually like to go back to the strategy we had before Urshitzal gave us his cowardly strategy. No, he didn't call it cowardly. We call it cowardly. And let's see how that works. You notice our funky, that guy's doing funky spinning, which is interesting. So we're not doing much better. And I think it's because Hulk's probably just losing out too much health. Hulk keeps dying. So we're going to have to pack some of this stuff together and... So what do we have? We have... I'm going to go to the Hulk, strategy smash. And this is where we can do some sort of heuristical thing. And we want to make higher level functions for this. We want to say like in danger. Is this hero in danger? Are we in danger? And how can we do that? How can we detect if in danger? And we'll just focus it on our side. And we can do this in state. So we go to smash and we take the basics here. We're going to make a function called public function is in danger. And we're going to give it an item. We're going to give it a, or is hero in danger. Just be very clear if hero is in danger so that we have a hero. And this has to be an item or a unit. And self hero is in the unit. And returns a bool. So we have this hero, and if the hero's health is less than the max health, well, we don't really know. Is he in danger? No. Yeah, he's kind of in danger, but we should... Yeah, I don't know how much I want to actually abstract this yet, until something else actually uses it. No, not yet. Let's just do this. Let's not extract it quite yet. Let's fix cowardly first of all so that he... I don't know why cowardly is dying still. We'll put a +1 in here as well. We're outside of their range. Move away equals true, move away equals true. +1 F64. So what we had before is we had this one here. And I want to see if this one actually works. Instead of cowardly, what did our old strategy used to do? It would find the closest enemy to our tower, and it would stay just out of range of him. And let's see if we can actually adapt this one now as well. And this one is called, I don't know what to call this one. Let's actually just duplicate this whole thing first of all. And this will not be cowardly anymore. This will be strat. I don't know what to call it. Strat. Strat Wimpy maybe. I don't know these names. Wimpy. Probably don't even need these defaults here. It's going to default. Okay, and we're going to duplicate is item afterwards, but for Wimpy. And this get turn goes away now. We're going to try and revive our old turn. This is how we tried to win the Wood Leagues. And it was getting too complicated, and now we really have to change it. So now we have our hero, and this is going to be state. And what do we call this again? take turn as self and state. State and state. And state.us and state.us.find. Let's get hero, I think. Don't need that. And we're going to find the closest enemy to our tower. I don't know why that is. And if the unit is true, is moving, if they're moving, we're going to move out of the way. If they're moving, we try to get out of the way of their movement speed. And this just keeps us closer. And here's a sub. Tower position minus unit dot position. That'll work. And let's just get rid of these ePrint lines. The closest unit is none. A distance closest unit is some unit. Closest distance. Good. If closest unit is none, well, we've won. That's good. We don't have to do anything. Return. Wait. Only happens if we've won. We unwrap the current unit, and current tower position plus path times. This is much cleaner now. I'm just going to get rid of the print lines. I don't care about that. Destination minus our hero dot position dot length. Buy dot item. We're going to question this one. Buy dot item. If the difference is less than that, and if let sum turn equals self dot buy item return turn. Otherwise, the closest hero is state dot them dot find nearest unit to our hero dot position. Print line, and we want to do a turn. So turn move attack. Destination, comma, closest hero.id. Right, and this was a very similar strategy. What we're doing is we're trying to attack the closest guy. We're always staying out of range, whoever can hit us. And then we just attack whoever's closest to us, whoever we can actually reach. We may not move as far away, but we'll see what it is. And we still have the same item buying strategy, which is not very good. And now in our main point entry, if I have entry here somewhere, we can still use Iron Man, but let's use Wimpy not now. Wimpy new. Use strat Wimpy. Wimpy. And we're going to have to open the lib file. Hubmod. Wimpy. And it's giving me all sorts of errors. It's supposed to be Wimpy. Get turn. Oh yeah, it's supposed to be get turn. So turn. Unnecessary visibility qualifier, that's fine. Pub. Where's this one? Self.buy item, and this is going to be state. Alright, so I don't know what this looks like. We actually got it at 351, which is interesting. We actually, so that little change in strategy it actually did something. Our little smashing guy. And our battles are done, so that's as high as we're going to get. So let's pick this one where we lost and see why we lost. Oh, Hulk gets brutalized by the tower. Oh, Hulk doesn't stay out of range of the tower. That's bad. So Hulk just got destroyed there. whatever. Let's just submit our. Let's just see what happens with the. We'll replay whatever one we had here with our new strategy. I just want to see if it works. We might actually do worse. Our strategy actually puts us a little bit too aggressive. But he keeps us closer in range. And our Hulk dies again because he gets hit by the tower. I don't anticipate this will actually do any better. Now what we should do is we should be using the skills. So let's actually add some skills into here. We might as well, because we have the mana, we might as well use the skills. Iron Man has Fireball. Throws a ball of fire that damages all enemy heroes and neutral creatures in a line. Okay. So him keeping a bit further away will actually work well with that. Wait, he can just start blinking around and getting his mana back? Well, that's weird. Oh, you get 4 mana back. Ooh, wonder. So these skills, this is going to be a lot of stuff to track. And this is the issue because the state input the game gives us doesn't actually tell us what state these are in. So we actually have to start tracking the state. So we're going to have an apply function here. And that's going to be a bit of work to set up. But initially just say it's not so often. Let's do Fireball. The range is 900. And somehow we're going to have to encode these abilities. So let's actually start encoding them. So I don't like hard-coded values. And we'll put this on strat wimpy. Just for now, we're going to encode an ability. Actually, no, we'll just immediately create a new one. Struct ability. This is a public structure. And what does it have? These things have a mana cost. I guess it's always going to be a mana cost, but let's make it clear. Mana cost. It's an I-32. I don't know how much it is. The range, if they have a range, is F64. Fly time, I don't know. I don't know this. They probably have a damage. I don't know. Let's see. We just want to get some common ones first of all. Damage is going to be 32. Duration is going to be an F64 as well. And a cooldown. Actually, let's just stick with the basics there. We'll leave damage in there. Cooldown is also an F64. Now, the reason I have this is I want to have an ability RS. Implement ability function, and I guess we have a Fireball. Returns a self. And this gives us an ability of mana cost 60, range of 900, F64, damage of... Oh, let's get rid of damage because this is too hard to complicate. We might have... Duration is 0. And cooldown is 6. 6 seconds, I guess, 6 rounds, or whatever, 6 seconds. The rounds are like a second or something. And so now we have a way to actually get an ability, and there's a public function, Fireball, and these things are all public, and public, and public, and public. We got to throw this over in lib. Pub mod ability. And see, now if I change Wimpy, it means he has to be... This only applies to Iron Man now. So let's give it a skill. Let's give it an ability. Let's give it a range ability, and we'll call this an ability. And when you create this thing, you have to give it to it. And so we know what hero it is. Maybe we should pass a hero in, but for now we'll just pass in an ability. Range ability is ability. Range ability. Okay. So in entry point now, when we create Wimpy here, we're going to give it ability Fireball. Use ability. Ability. So it knows it has a Fireball, and the strat Wimpy is going to say, what do we do? If we're not moving away, so move away is here. After we bought an item, if we've not bought an item, we've not moved away, then we're going to check our ability. If our hero.mana is greater than ability self.rangeability.mana cost, greater than or equal to, I guess. Let's just shoot, because it just hits everything in the way, we might just shoot towards their tower, because it's a direction. It's like where we're shooting to. And it says it destroys everything in the way. So let's see what that does. We have their tower. Them, find first unit type, their tower. Now, these skills are going to be a bit of an issue with the turns and how the turns work. Because we have to encode this really funny now. I wonder if we can have the same... We'll just say skill here for ability. I think called abilities or skills in the game. Skills. Maybe we should have called it skill. Yeah, we should have called it skill. So let's fix that up. Try to stick with the naming convention of the game, skill. And live is going to be skill. And wherever entry is, whoops. Again, I'm not doing this to be totally generic. I'm just trying to do it just to reduce the magic numbers in here. And we can do rm source that ability. Okay, and do we want to do instruct Wimpy? We said self.range skill. Range skill is a skill. Use skill. Skill. Supposed to be a comma. Then we want to do return skill. Actually, you need, yeah, range skill dot name their tower dot position. So we have to fix that as well. Range skill. Skill, turn. Skill has to take a string for the name, and then when we encode this, skill, we have ref name and position format name comma position. Oh wait, it has to be like this. Name position.x.round as I32, position.y.round as I32. Okay, and this encodes a skill of some kind. This encodes a point-based skill. Assume we have errors. Rust C duration is 0, F64. This needs a name though. Name is Fireball. Public string name. Name. Though honestly, maybe we should put, no, it has to be part of the turn. We can't put the emission on there. I'll just put the name there. Ref name. Mismatch types, Fireball. And this becomes an answer instead, whatever. Ah, but you can't do that. Whatever. Just whatever, I don't care. Now, what I said about Rust working with strings, it is harder than other languages. They're in the, there's two different types of strings. There's a string literal, and they both have references, and they don't have. It's harder to work with strings in Rust than any other language I know. I'm sorry I have to say that, but so far I've been highly unimpressed with trying to work with strings. Maybe I'll create a selector type just to avoid this thing. So in theory, we should throw a fireball sometimes. Let's see if we actually ever throw a fireball. Let's look at one of the last battles and actually start throwing a fireball on one we've lost on. Let's just grab this one we've lost on it. I really just want to see him throw a fireball. I don't expect to win, but I think if we encode enough abilities, I assume ultimately, so we keep doing fireball. So there are fireballs there, but it doesn't help us much. It doesn't do much damage. Does it actually only do damage? I thought it does damage in the stuff in the line. It doesn't appear to. It doesn't appear to damage anything away it goes. So it's not working the way I thought it did. It looks like the fireball doesn't hurt anything in its path, just where it lands. Throws a fireball that damages all enemy heroes and neutral creatures in a line. Impact radius 50. This is where it's weird. Why does it have an impact radius? I think it's described a bit poorly. So the further it goes, the more damage it does. So if we do the tower, then it does damage to their tower. Do we actually manage to do damage to their tower? We didn't do any damage to their tower. Oh. Wonderful. Doesn't always hit towers. So, let's give up on Fireball then. Let's find another skill to use. Okay, so we're going to skip that. We're going to go to burning then. Make the target location burn and damage all enemies and units in the area. And this will actually work well with our strategy instead. And damage is mana regeneration times 3 plus 30. Okay, this is a bit weird. Let's do burning. So let's add burning. This is why we took this approach, so we can stick another one in here quickly. Pub function burning as a self. Burning.into, because we don't know what type it is. Mana cost is 50. Range is 250 F64. We don't need a radius yet. Duration. We don't use the duration, we're going to put it in here anyways. It's 0 F64 and it's cooldown. It's 5 F64. So we're still going to have to start tracking the state at some point. And so Wimpy, it's going to be an optional skill for the range skill. And we're going to do an area of effect skill. We'll just call it area skill to be clear. Area skill. Option skill. Area skill. Alright, so we're going to do if our let's range skill equals our self.range skill. This is going to be hard to track this data, to track the state, the cooldown and stuff. If let's area skill equals self.area skill. Our hero. So we should probably have a casting function if hero is greater than range skill dot. We should definitely have a skill that checks if we can cast it. Area skill. We'll just do that right after. Mana cost. Return skill range area skill dot name dot clone whatever. Now where do we want to put it? We want to put it to the. We want to attack the closest guy and hope anybody's close by. Closest hero. Closest hero is wrong. It's like closest unit. Whatever, because we're attacking the closest unit. This might have the advantage of taking out some of our own guys when they're almost dead. Or it might have the disadvantage. So we do that, and in the entry point, which is right here, we're just going to give it none for the first skill. So it's not going to have a range skill, it won't use it. And then skill dot burning for the area skill. And what are its problems now? Mismatch types. Oh yeah, some skill burning. This is the option skill. So we're going to have a bit of bookkeeping to do after this one. We can try to avoid the bookkeeping as long as possible, because we don't like doing bookkeeping unless we've actually let's do it. Unless we've actually improved somehow. Not that we're just doing random bookkeeping as opposed to cleaning things up. How do I borrow this? Whoa. if maybe missing an else clause. No, it's not. How do I unwrap an optional in the parameter here? Come on. It's matching a parameter. Good. Cannot move out of board. I'm not trying to move out of a borrowed content. What's it doing? Why does it can't do this? What does terminal give us? Ref rate. Now, why do I have to use ref and not and? There's something funky here with Rust. I'm sorry. They're just... This syntax to use an optional skill on the structure. I have an optional skill in the structure, and this owns it. It even owns the skill. And I just want to pull it out. This is some ugliness here. This is some horrible ugliness. And some ref rate. And I mean, that's not present at all. Alright, so now we should do burning at least. Let's see if we do some burning. Why is my Iron Man not moving? It looked like he did some sort of area effect. Then he sits there and dies. Okay, so we're going to check the range actually. We're not doing very well. We need the range on that. And closest to hero.distance to position distance to our hero.position is, okay, now we have to do it inside here. If they're close enough, if the closest position is less than area skill.range, and we have enough mana to cast it, then we cast it. So if they're not close enough, we don't cast it. Otherwise, we do. And we wanted to copy something from Wimpy, from Cowardly, for too close to the tower. We just never get close to tower. If their tower, this is right here, if we're too close to the tower, we move away. Which return, no, turn to tower. Waiting, waiting. So we walk a bit. I don't know. We did an area of effect there. I mean, we didn't walk away fast enough again. Now, we fixed that in the cowardly one, but we have to fix it in Wimpy. He's not walking away fast enough. But we're not killing, so we need to focus on getting points. And I think that's what the opponents are doing there. They're focusing on getting points. And so their points are really high, and they denied us 2. And so it doesn't matter if we stay alive if we don't get any points. Okay, so let's make cowardly here actually be... Let's modify strat Wimpy to be cowardly instead. We're going to merge these two and get rid of Wimpy. Or how can we reuse this code so it's not always the same? This is a lot of code to do basic stuff. I don't know, let's just keep going with what we have. We have one in between. We'll keep with Wimpy. It's not so good, but we move it away and we do attack things. Hulk, let's change Hulk Smash. We don't want to attack the nearest one. We really just want to attack the one that has... We're going to change attack nearest. We're going to say attack... attack weakest. I want to attack weakest unit. Attack weakest unit. So let's find the nearest unit. We're going to find one that's going to be find weakest unit. And we'll do it over in the player. And I'm going to move the player over now. Too many files. Not a good way to sort between the files. So now we have this. I have the files all split up, but Visual Code doesn't have a good way of jumping between the files. There must be a keystroke where I can just open up the list of files. View list of files somehow. I want to view the list of files. Show open editors. That's what I want. Now I need to put a keystroke for it. Keystroke shortcuts. Show open. Hello. Why don't I have that option? Show open editors. Show open. I want to bind a key to show open editors. It's a bit weird. Show. Do a show. Show all editors? Is that it? What's this over here? Get rid of that. Well, that's a shitty key combination. So, I'll switch to what I'm used to, Alt Q. Perfect. Now I have what I want. Because now I can do this way. No! No, not recently opened. Just opened. Damn it. Well, it'll be better than nothing. Maybe not. Point. Oh, that's what it is, because it has that... There we go. That's what I want. Perfect. So now my Alt-Q command works. So I can close this now. I can close this now. I start using it this way. I want to put the state, I want to put the player stuff in its own class because we have so much stuff for it. Struct player. So now I can do this, go to lib, Ah, that's getting better. Plub mod player. Player. This be a pub player. Good, we have it all in player now, so that should work. It's got a lot of errors in it now. Because it has to use the state, I guess. Use state star. And probably use point star. And what else am I using wrong? This gets tiresome to do the same stuff in every single one of them. Use player. A lot of redundancy in Lost. This doesn't make me happy. This type of redundancy is coming from the Java world as well, which I never liked it there. Continuous using, import, using. It's just a pain. I mean, I'm all in one module. They're marked public. I really appreciate that in C#, with the C# approach, it's all in the module. You can just use it. You don't have to keep declaring it if it's in the same package. And I think that's much clearer. And if there's a way to do this in Rust, I'd love to know it. Because to create a library, you have to add it to the lib, and then you have to use it everywhere. So refactoring automatically adds code bulk and bloat. It's unfortunate, but I don't see another option at the moment. So we have player in a different file at least now. Now what do they want to do with player? We wanted to do like a find weakest. So we wanted to do a find weakest unit, and just smash them. This is to get points. So Hulk's gonna go around having points. So we want to say if let some unit equal state.them.find weakest unit type unit. And I don't know what else we should do here. Attack nearest. If there is no unit, we'll just go off attacking Groots. Why not? Turn move attack unit.position unit.id. And return that. And now we have to do a find weakest on the player, so I get used to this stuff. Player has to have a find weakest, which puts me in a lot of danger. Did I say find weakest unit or smash? Probably find weakest unit. Find weakest units, and it's going to have the same lifetime nonsense. Find nearest. We'll just copy. I'll just do a new loop because it's enough difference for unit and self.units. If unit.what does not equal what, then we continue. I wonder if there's a way to simplify this loop all the time. Let mut health equals 0, I32. If weak unit dot is none or unit dot health is less than health, then we say this: weak unit equals unit health equals unit dot health. I suppose we just put it on the unit, but that's okay. And then you just return this. Then we just return the weak unit. Then we look for errors. Very common approach. Mismatch types. Weak unit equals some units. 100 is weak unit. is none, is some unit. Oh, come on. Reference to unit. I don't know. Oh yeah, it has to be some option. Weak unit. What is weak unit? Alright. Let's see what we get. So he's going to go smash up the weak unit guys, and this may not be the best opponent to go against. This opponent seems to have some decent strategy, but we're just going to try and get points with Hulk. Iron Man's going to try and stay safe, and Hulk's going to try and smash stuff. So Hulk got beat up pretty bad, and he's still not, and he managed to get some potions, so he's going to go back into it and start smashing stuff. And we are doing a lot better point-wise now. We got a lot more points, but Hulk took too much damage. And our Iron Man took too much damage as well. But we were getting decent points. Up until we died. Overall, I think this is going to perform worse than what we had before because our Iron Man, this wimpy Iron Man, isn't as safe as the cowardly one. So maybe we want to go back to cowardly instead. Now I want to do submit. I want to see where we go with submit. So what we can do is we can refactor cowardly to have something called hide. So we hide behind our guys, and then we make it a function that says hiding, and if we're not hiding, then we can do something else. We appear to be doing worse, though just a couple of them ran so far. So what we'll do is we'll refactor the wimpy, or cowardly. So this whole bit at the ton to cowardly, this is all for moving away. This is all basically saying, look, you got to run away. You got to run away. So we're going to put a strategy bits. I don't know where to put the strategy bits in. I could put them in the strategy file itself. That seems like a reasonable place. And we're going to put it in strategy. And so we'll put the bits down here. We'll just put them functional bits. Function. Runaway, if runaway or something. And this takes, what's it going to have to take? It's going to have to take a hero. Just a unit. And it's going to have to take the state, which is a state. And it's going to return an optional turn. And it says if we have to run away, then we run away, otherwise we don't. In our tower is defined first tower type. We have our hero. We'll change it to hero now as well. Let's find our hero. Just going to become hero. Okay, so what we have is move away, move away. This is all fine. We move away. We're just detecting all the situations in which we move away. And if we move away, we return some turn move away. So we return that, else none. And so this strategy here basically says, I need to get rid of the double star. Keeps a hero behind soldiers. I don't know what they're called, soldiers. And we're going to replace the strategy I have in Wimpy with that because it seems to be not so good. And it's not performing as well, I think. Right, it's not performing, yeah, wow, it's performing worse. Please play Post Malone Psycho. I have no idea what that refers to. So, I'm going to do an if runaway, and so Strat Cowardly just becomes now a lot. RuneScape. I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, I'm doing Rust coding for superheroes here. Songy, I'll look at it later then. If let sum run equals, it's going to be in the strat module. Strat. Actually, we already included everything with strategy. Whoops. If runaway. If runaway hero, and we have a state already. Then we'll return run. And otherwise, so our cowardly becomes really simple now. Oh, we should have kept our hero. We get the hero, we hero, and this down here is gone as well. And just a second, I have some Kumiko. Give me half a second. Alright, sorry about that. I got one of those funny text messages on the phone. I don't know, we have a system that if somebody sends a text message to our landline, it does this terrible computer simulation of the voice so you can hear it, and not very helpful. Okay, so Cowardly now is just this. Cowardly just runs away or attacks nearest, so we've simplified this strategy a lot. We've taken out the if run away, and this is part of strategy, so we have strategy here. Q strategy. If run away. This has to be a public function if run away. And then we're going to do for Wimpy as well. We're going to change Wimpy's strategy right at the front to be, instead of our anticipatory thing, because it wasn't working very well, or maybe we should keep that somewhere. That keeps him just out of range. It's going to be a bit funny now. How do I want to break this out here? So, we have our here, so we're going to say if let sum run equals if run away. And our hero state return run. And I think this tower is already included in the runaway. Yes, we have their tower down here, so it's already included in there. So we're going to do Wimpy. Find closest enemy to our tower. That's a movement speed. Moving, if it's moving. I don't know how much of this we need. let's just get rid of a lot of it. I'll put it down here in the junky comments for now. So if we run away, no, if we're not running away, then what do we do? Then we're going to check, we check if we can buy an item. We'll buy an item. So this pattern is repeating. We have these like traits to the patterns, and this is going to repeat. I don't know if there's a way that we can simplify this. Otherwise, we want to, what do we want to attack? That's the question. We want to attack the, if we're out of range, then we can try and attack the nearest, or attack the tower range skill. Let's just always focus on the weakest for now. I don't know, yeah, it's quite possible. It's super complex. I'm focusing on like the whole structure of the code, so you can see how you would write this if you had it. Here first, there's a lot of ways to do this, and I'm just trying to be very flexible, and I'm also trying to make it so people can actually look at what I'm doing and see what happens. So I'm not just trying to pack the code together, and I'm focused mainly on getting the code structured nicely and working correctly. If I get up the leaderboard, great, and I just like to think about it clearly, so I think about it this way, and I'll do little bits this way, and I'm going to try and mix and match heroes. Again, we'll see how this goes. It is complex, and I don't mind, though, and I'm not concerned about it. It's beautiful, I guess. Let's stress that I guess part, yeah? Beautiful is the eye of the beholder. I mean, for the competition, it's very purposeful. You want to win, and part of the show is to learn Rust, and we needed to structure a larger program if we actually want to get into testing and structuring Rust. So I'm forcing my way into that. I'm not just... And it's also an excellent excuse to hide behind the fact that maybe I'm just not very good at AI, right? And I can hide behind and say, look, I got code. Alright, so let's keep going. We want to find the weakest. Weak equals state.them.find weakest unit of unit type unit. So what unit do we actually want to find? What we're going to do is we're going to punish their heroes if they're within range. I want to say, basically I want to say if their hero's within range and we can attack their hero, let's just do it. Let's just attack their hero. But I can put an additional one for that. So let's just find the weakest unit otherwise, and let mut weak. If it is none, let's find next unit or something. I haven't even bothered looking at you guys yet. Sinclair, yeah, okay. I haven't bothered looking at what's higher in the ladder yet, because I've just been working on, I have a lot of baseline strategy stuff I just haven't done yet, and so I'm just working my way through that. But as I want to actually climb the ladder, we're actually going to watch what you guys are doing and try to follow it. But I'm trying to structure it correctly so I can do it clearly. Okay, next is none, then state.them.find nearest unit type. Of unit type unit. So next, and what do we do if the next is still none? What if there's nothing there? Then what do we do? Then we just do next equals state dot neutral dot find nearest unit. Oh wait. Find nearest unit. Find nearest unit to our hero.position unit type grouped. If next is none, then what do we do? Then I guess we just walk home. There's nothing. I just don't know what we do then. Just wait then. There's nobody to attack. Then we just wait. I don't want to go home. So the fireball skill, if we have one, is going to go to next dot position. The skill is going to go to not closest hero. So get rid of the skill. If we can attack them, if next, this should have been range as well. If next dot position, next dot unwrap. Or else. All right. Huh. Okay. So, or else this. I think this is the idea. Or else this. Alright, I think that clears up that part. We still need this final one, I think. Yeah, I don't know how we... Yeah. Oh, let's just do it this way. If let some nu equals next, and we do this, else we wait. So is that the same reference? Was that different? Method or? Oh, sorry. Returns the option contains a value, otherwise returns up to B. How is that different than or else? What's the difference between or and or else? I'm a bit uncertain of this. Returns the option. If you have, it calls a function. No, I actually want to call a function, I guess. Or do I? I don't know for sure. Wait, are these lazy? Are these lazy evaluated? Because I don't want to be calling these find nearest. Let's hope that works as a function. No, well, we're going to come back to that for a second. What do they want to do? Unwrap. Can I put a return in an unwrap, though? So it's still a default. So I still need the flow because I have one condition that has nothing. I'm going to go back for a second because I'm going to look at the original flow and we'll think about it a bit more because I want to get back to the logic there. So this flow is very particular. Notice this last if condition returns. It breaks out of the function. And the first ones might be collapsed actions. I want to just move on to think about what I'm doing though. So if we have if let sum next unit equals next, then we'll do this stuff. Else return turn wait. Else is turn wait. This is turn attack. This is turn wait. And if let is fine, turn wait, turn wait. So we can get rid of this bit. I don't really like this unwrapping. The reason I don't like this stuff to unwrap it is because it gets this endless indentation and the flow of the program is confused here because we have this waiting at the end. So I'm actually going to backtrack out of that change. And return it. Otherwise, we're going to unwrap it. Let nu equals next.unwrap. Now, if you know of a way I can unwrap or return, that would be really good. Otherwise, I'm going to stick with this structure because in this case, it's clearer here. Otherwise, we attack the closest one, nu.position. If the nu.distance to position our hero is less than the area skill range, then we use it. Otherwise, we move to them. Actually, we're supposed to not move to them. We're supposed to actually move close to them, but not quite. If nu.position the distance to our hero.position is less than our hero.attack range, then we can return turn, just attack. And we just attack them. So that's always want to attack. Otherwise, we move towards them and attack them. We might move too far, but we'll live with that for now. Mismatch type, state, cowardly. This has to be a... If run away, what does if run away take? Strategy. If run away takes, though, it's supposed to take a state. Takes a reference right now. Mismatch types here returns run, unrun, option turn, some run. How is that wrong? Oh, some run, yeah. There's probably some cleaner way to do this one now. This is going to be some attack nearest. Wimpy mismatch types. Find nearest unit. I'm not sure which the issue is here. Find weakest unit and find nearest unit return the same thing, don't they? Find weakest, find nearest units. Ooh, find nearest unit returns an actual unit. Wimpy I want. Well, there's always a nearest unit. No, there's not. So why is find nearest unit saying there's always a unit? That looks like an error. Edit player. This is going to be an option as well. Ah, that's why. Find nearest unit at the moment doesn't take a type. Find nearest unit type was already there. So we should have called that Wing B. Alright. Did we do anything? Let's see if we did anything at all. I don't even remember what we were working on. Uh-oh. Unterminated block comment. Yeah, we have to end on a new line. The bundler script doesn't seem to like it when you have files that don't end in a line. I don't think I actually bundle it again. Keep this on top. For some reason it's on top. Okay, my Iron Man is doing something funny now as well. It's not being very safe. He keeps running into the fray. We're never getting any money, so at this point we're dead. Why does my Iron Man keep running into them? If runaway, if buy items. Well, we should move forward. If we have somebody to attack, then we do. Or who else do we attack then? Let's just do attack nearest. That's used to be what it was. Attack nearest. Do. So Hulk should probably not walk within range of their tower. So Hulk healed himself somehow. No. Well, he keeps hogging all the weapons, which is kind of a problem. And that looked a little bit more satisfying, like we did something slightly wrong. Not clear there. Buying all the weapons was probably not a good idea. Let's change Smash to attack group first. Do we get kills for that, or do we just get points? we could, we do that. So I don't know. I mean, trying to decide what we want to do with Hulk. They give coins as well, so I wonder if we actually just do too often we try to submit stuff and we can't do anything. We should check that. We should probably modify the state now to actually track the cooldown times of things. So there's a lot of messages coming out here that we have to, maybe we're doing errors on. Pause that. There must be stuff. Pause that. Tried to use a spell not found in Iron Man. Input was Iron Man. So I'm doing the wrong spell. What? You know, my initial boot up seems to be doing the same thing. I'm getting like one turn behind. Round type. Well, I'm only printing the hero names once. Round type. Whatever, let's go through it. When the input variable round type is negative, okay? And wait, does it do the first round twice? I think there's something we're confusing there. So this gives you a chance to see what the opponent has. But what is round type then? I just want to see what the round type is, so I know which name to print. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh. There's a -2 and a -1. We're just going to hard code this, -2. Your name's 0. Else if... Hope they don't add new round types. So this actually gives us a chance to see what the first hero of the opponent is, I guess. So if you wanted to optimize that, you could see their first choice. Or if you're second player, you can see both of their choices. But that off by 1 error is probably not what's killing us. Let's check the other cases where we do something wrong. Can't afford Bond's Blade. Why is that? How can I not afford it? So I'm losing a lot of turns here, right? I buy, then I can't buy, can't afford, can't afford. Okay, good to know this. But do see their first hero selection? So you can definitely see their first hero. So your second hero, you can base it based on their first hero if you wanted, but your first hero you can't. This can't afford is bugging me. Why am I trying to buy stuff I can't afford? It happens a few times. There's something I don't know about the affording thing. If I go into Wimpy and I look at the buy, there's something wrong with our input state. How could we have possibly bought something we can't afford? Item.name, item.cost, state.us.gold. We'll see why we're buying stuff. So we cleaned up the first turn thing at least, so we're not a turn behind. No, I'm not supposed to be. Item cost. I'm looking at the actual item cost. No, I'm not deducting, you mean. No, I'm not doing that yet. But only one person's buying something right now. So it's going to be the next turn. So if I bought two things at once, yeah. Yeah, exactly. And he's not, and that's not what the error we're getting is. I'm just getting the error one time. And I knew about that. I definitely knew about having to deduct from the cost for the second guy, because that's what I wanted to do about modifying the state. That's what I was going to do next. And there was because my Hulk guy's pretty useless. And my Iron Man should probably just go and heal the guy if he needs help. Alright, so let's check out what happened. Why did I say... Oh shit! I know that input thing is I'm not just behind one for the whole game, is I'm totally out of sync. My entire game was out of sync because of that init thing. Because the input stat never clears, so that initial screw up put the entire game out of sync. That's why I was doing stuff, and that might explain why I was wrong in a lot of areas. And so that would definitely make a huge difference, because I'm always one turn behind. Let's see if that gets me any further. So I don't need to print that out. But I do actually need to deduct the gold so the second player doesn't actually update it. So let's do the update first and then start playing with actually looking at what strategies we have. Maybe making that one heal it. We can just play strategies at random. I don't know. I don't know how to do the strategies. What we can do is we can... Lasagna then, of course, I actively work on Leaf. Usually on the weekends, except when I have this competition, but I'm actively working on it. I'm doing an SDL thing right now, trying to integrate it into SDL. It's still not in the state you can use it for projects, but I am definitely working on it. And as soon as I got the SDL stuff a bit further, I'm going to start doing more demos and more streams with it, and doing the algorithm streams. And I'll probably do some streaming on the actual SDL integration when I get over my next little bump. I had some actual coding to do on it, some low-level stuff, but definitely Leaf is being maintained. Well, it's not on GitHub. It's on Launchpad. What part of it's on GitHub? The only thing on GitHub for Leaf is Leaf algorithms. That's my stream. There's not supposed to be the actual Leaf code. So if you give me a link that looks dead, I can take a look at it, because it's not supposed to look dead. Like, you can look at the website, LeafLang, and there's a Launchpad project, which is, yeah, because I use Bazaar, but that has active code. So if you look at the code on Launchpad, you can definitely see 2018 225 up here, even 302. So it's definitely, that was on Friday. So I checked in error message improvements on Friday, so it's definitely very active. But if there's somewhere on Git that looks dead, let me know. Oh, I don't know what that is. That's not even my... No, that's not my thing. That's not my language. That's just something else. That's nothing to do with my language. I don't know what that is. I have other stuff on Git, though. GitHub.com and mort-ora-y. So I have the Leaf algorithms over on GitHub. And this has the stuff I'm working on. So it has my SDL stuff in here. And I think that's on a separate branch, though. And you can see my SDL progress as I got a green window. Wonderful, isn't it? And there's an article saying how I got to that. That was quite a bit, so I got the green window, but if you are interested, just let me know, and yeah, you follow that too. Okay. So look, we're winning a few things, which is odd. Not doing very well. So we have to do some strategy here. Shall we update the state now? Shall we take care of the housekeeping, or shall we just keep trying to go a little bit further and doing the state? I want to do one thing, because Hulk's not very active. I want to fix Wimpy here to have a heal skill. Heal skill, option skill. So I want Wimpy to heal other people. He's going to be our cleric. And where did I put that? I need to go to skills. Pub function heal. Skill name. And what do we have heal over here? Area of effect heal, AoE heal. I should probably call this AoE heal. Mana cost is 50. Cast duration is instant. I don't know what you use this for yet. 0f64. Range is 250 x 64. Radius is 100, I don't need that yet. Cooldown is 7. 7. F64? Yeah. We probably can make those integers. Cooldown's always an integer. Let's put that back. I32. 6. 5. 7. Got into whatever. Okay, what do we have over here? Yeah, so we need some skill AoE heal. So Wimpy can use healing now. And so we have a hero ID. And this is in the strategy for get turn. And we're going to make something here called a strategy. We're going to put it in the strategy here, function heal other hero, and self, state, and state. I don't know if we need that. It's an optional turn. If let some turn equals self.heal other hero state, then return turn. Okay. I wish there was some way to encode this a bit better from what Everest was saying. We have code to do ORs, turns, but I just want to like say return if. That'd be great if there was like a return if or something. So we're going to say our hero equals state.us. This is getting inefficient, but again, we're not hitting any efficiency limits yet, so we don't care. Let alt hero equal state.us.gets alternate hero. There's only two of them. So we have that players. There's only two, so we can simplify the code for that. Here's get hero. The hero is dead. Actually, I'm going to copy this. So it's going to be an optional hero now. Get alt hero, and this is an option. Option of, yeah, whatever that is. Oh wait, should we take the other hero ID? Yeah, we want to find unit ID that's not that ID. Find alt hero, finds... Oh, these database lookup functions are kind of annoying. You have like 1,000 database functions, and you have to look them all up. Get hero type, get hero... Alright, let's just do it this way. Get alt hero, self.units, hero type, unit.what equals unit type hero, and unit.id does not equal ID. Then we return this some unit. That's the alternate hero. Otherwise, we return none. So there is no alternate hero, because the other hero might be dead, at which point we should probably stop healing them. Hero. If alt hero is none, return none. See, this is a pattern I would like to clean up, and I don't know how. I want to unwrap or return. So if we looked at the functions we had before, we had these wrap or. None of them allowed us to return from the function. So there's not like a control flow that handles this. So we're going to have this pattern a lot. Is none, return none, otherwise unwrap it. And I really don't know how to clarify this so we don't have to do that, other than doing an else if, but I don't want to do indentation levels because that also makes the code messy, so we're going to deal with this instead. Is less than age.max health divided by 2. Alright, if we're going to say greater than, then we return as well. Say none as well. Return none, then we do nothing. Just go away. None, 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 none. What's the problem here? What is the mismatch type here? Come on, cargo, you tell me something useful. What? Found. What's your problem? Okay. So they're good their case. Now, if the aged opposition distance to our hero dot position is greater than, and we want the skill. Oh yeah, if there's no heal skill either, then just go away. If self.heal skill is none. Can you? That'd be perfect. Wonderful. So that's the syntax I've been looking for. We'll see if it works. It's not giving me errors, or is it? Oh, that's a let. So we can actually just do this here, alt hero that. That would help the code a lot if that actually works. If maybe missing an elf clause. What's its problem here? If alt hero health is greater than alt hero max health divided by 2, return none. If maybe missing an elf clause, that's really weird. Huh? This is messing with the syntax somehow. Oh, that one down there. Yeah, okay. So it's just on the wrong line. Yeah, okay. Let me check that. Oh, come on. Not this ownership crap again. I don't know how to do this. This is starting to piss me off with these options and this ownership. I have an option skill on self. And it owns it, it's a reference, and I want to borrow it. All right. It works. Good, so we have that if heal skill. The distance to our heal is greater than heal skill dot range. Then we're going to return a turn, move towards alt hero dot position. We're going to walk towards him. Actually, I wonder if we should put radius in here to heal both of us, because we're probably going to run into a dangerous area and we have to do it. Otherwise, we're going to return turn skill heal skill dot name alt hero dot position. And again, here we should actually have it a little bit. We should ideally walk within the distance of the radius and heal us both. Mismatch types. And yeah, some. .64 clone. So if you heal the other hero, so let's see if we can actually heal him. I don't know if that'll help. Well, we won there, so let's do it. Find one where we lost. Not a problem to find ones where we've lost. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This doesn't appear to be supported on Cargo or on CodinGame. So, what is result? Should I be using result instead of option? So whatever version this is, it looks like option now supports this in Rust, but not in the version on CodinGame. Yeah, this is an error type. That's not what I want. I want an option type. So it looks like that would work in Rust in general, but not in whatever version Kerning has. Yeah, and it compiled. Like, Cargo compiled it as well. Cargo didn't bitch about it at all. So, macro? Macro sounds good. Macro rules. Try return. Going to have a name, which is I don't know what these things are called. I don't know how to do macro rules. I'm terrible with this. The docs in Rust and Zeal are not helpful. Well, that's not helpful. And they should just fix this stupid part of their site that every single time I have to check the book I want. Not helpful. And there's no macros here either. What other do I have other than expression? Ident. Structure. I don't know what this is. I think it's an ident or something. Can I put a return in a macro? I have no idea. I don't know how macros work, to be honest. That's not helpful. I don't know about that one. Macros and Rust. Let's find any example of a macro. Rust macro rules. Let's look at the first book. Maybe they have something useful. Okay. How can you do like concatenation? Temp. I need a temp. Let's get one working first. Let Q equal value. Q is none. Then return none. This is not going to work, is it? Otherwise, let name equal Q.unwrap. Is that going to work at all, or we're just doing random stuff? I want you to try return. I don't know if macros actually work this way. Heal skill, self.heal skill. That's ref. Oh, it hates that idea. Expression. And then there's no way to do what I want. So the macros cannot actually affect flow then. So I just if I can't actually export names from it, it's pointless. So there's absolutely no way to simulate this flow in a macro. That's pointless. So the macros are kind of useless in most cases. Alright, so let heal skill O equals self.heal skill as ref. If heal skill O dot is none, then we return none. Let heal skill equal heal skill O dot unwrap. I'm going to have to do this for every single one of them. But it can't be, because we need this return here. Can the macro actually encode that return? If the macro can encode that return, but as far as I can tell, if they can't introduce names, I don't see how they could possibly do the return value of it. And that actually works? Okay, we'll go with that then. Does that return actually return out of the function? Or does it just return none to the value of sum? That's what I'm worried about. What does this return actually do? Does it return out of test? Or does it just make sum equal to none? Or x equal to none? Well, let's find out. So we have that, first of all. Out of the function. Well, this is really kind of weird then. X expression. None return, none sum v sum v. That would work fine then, and I'm going to stick with o-try as well. That would be fine then if it returns out of the function. Self.heal skill as ref. Well, it compiles. And this would be the same as a question mark then, basically. O-try state.us.get alt hero self.hero. Us. Alright, so that's great. Thanks for that. Let's hope CodinGame accepts that one. The other syntax was much nicer, but unfortunately, compatibility. So let's see if we ever heal our... Whoops. Go back to the beginning. Well, I don't think we appeared to heal. Okay, something weird here. Input was AOE heal. I thought Iron Man has that spell. What's it called? Iron Man has Fireball, Burning, and... Oh, Doctor Strange has Heal. Ah, I hate this stupid display here. Ah. Now, I don't know if I want to do the heal, because that heal makes it pointless, because I had the heal on the wrong guy, and that was AoE heal from Doctor Strange. So we can't heal Hulk. So much for that. Where's our entry? None. No healing. So what's his problem now? So let's modify Wimpy not to buy stuff, because Hulk needs that money. So we just won't buy anything. So let's see if the Hulk strategy works if he can always buy a potion to heal with. Did I run build? We'll see right away if I never buy a potion. Right, so yeah, they should. That would be nice, yeah. If they updated the installation to support it. Okay, did we do anything wrong? So we buy a potion. We bought a potion, that's good. And we died. Buying a potion didn't help us much. We probably shouldn't attack the nearest Groot, because I think we're taking too much damage. Actually, why did we die? Let's check this closely. Why did we actually die this time? So he runs right in there, our Hulk. Which is okay. But he runs within range of the tower, and these towers are awful. It's like, getting within range of the tower is just like going to kill you so fast. So let's keep him out of range of the tower, because that's just awful. That's how he dies. Pretty cowardly, whereas Smash. You could probably make him use heroes functions as well. Hero. I don't really want him to go too far. Oh, whatever. Let's just do that. Let's just say he's in here. Hero. We have a hero over here. Our tower, their tower. Their tower. And we should probably have that if run away. We have the tower thing, if run away. That's simple enough. If their tower dot... Actually, come on, we'll just maybe do this the same way. See how much longer I do this right now. I'll come back in the afternoon again. I'm trying to think it's... Return state.us.run. Return to tower. So if we're too close to the tower, let's just get out of there. This could be wrapped up again in the same type of option. Why not? We'll do that here first. And... And let's encode one of his... See, 368, we're not at the bottom. We're not actually anywhere, though. We were higher before there's people there. And let's look at one of Hulk's skills. Explosive Shield. Let's do Explosive Shield. Okay, Explosive Shield. Let's add that to skill. Explosive Shield. That'll keep him alive a bit longer. Explosive Shield. Into. And we really have to do the cooldown stuff in this, because I assume we're going to get beaten by the fact that duration in rounds is 4. F64 we called it. Temporary health bonus, explosion range. I don't know if we really have a range. One, it's kind of weird, so I don't know if these skills range really makes sense on this one. It actually has a range of 0 because we can use it whenever. It's called on us. Cooldown is... You can't make this too generic. Explosive, what's it complaining about now? What is range? F64. And so our smash strategy, he wants to take one now. We have a shield skill, which is an optional skill. And it has to take it here as a shield skill. Optional skill. Shield skill. Now, since we take these here, we might just want to make them to be mutable, and then we could actually put the cooldown directly on the skill. But then we couldn't track it from the other player. Because somewhere here we have to do, we want to cast a shield, and if we're finding a unit, we're going to do it on the units. And so we're going to end up casting it too much here. But at least let's do it. Let's see if we actually do it. Actually, let's make sure we're in range. I don't know if I can do this correctly. Basically, I want to cast a shield when I first get within range. Okay, we'll do it this way. If unit.position distance to hero.position is less than unit.attack range. And this would really actually be clustering would be better, but I'm not going to worry about that. Well, we may never get to the point of clustering because that gets really complicated. It's less than attack range. And hero.mana is greater... Actually, we do it this way. We have another if-let. If-let some shield equals self.shield skill. And hero mana is greater than shield.mana. So we might end up costing us a lot in a loop instead. And we're going to end up doing nothing instead of attacking. So we really have to track the cooldown. Then we return turn skill. And this is just going to be shield.name. So we need a second skill type. And I'm hoping the enums can do this. I mean a second turn type. I'm hoping we just have this skill string. And so we can have duplicate names with different patterns. I'm hoping that works. It may not work. Name. Uh-oh. So you can't do this. This kind of sucks. Or maybe it's just defined incorrectly. Check that first. The name skill is defined multiple times, so that's no fun. So we're going to have to call this one skill target. And get more errors. Smash new, and this is some skill explosive shield. And this is going to use skill, skill. Skill target. It's unfortunate we can't use the same name twice, but mana cost. And was it this? I don't remember what it was. And shield. And some ref shield. What did I do again there for that? On Strat Wimpy. And some, that worked. And some ref shield and skill shield. That's supposed to work. Oh yeah, it's right down here. Dot clone. So he's going to heal, he's going to do a shield too often now, which means he'll at least cast a shield, but he won't attack when he's supposed to be attacking. Doesn't look like we ever cast this shield, or there's no no. So we actually won that time, but did we actually cast the shield? Explosive shield, we did. We cast it a lot. More than we expected, so we depleted our mana. So we really have to do the cooldown there, but we actually performed better there. Now let's just submit this one. So now we actually have to get to the point where we actually have to consider the cooldown of these skills. And we're going to have to track state, so there's no way of avoiding this. We have to do this now. We actually have to start tracking the little bits we bought and alright, because that might help a lot, because he's not attacking. He casts shield until he has no mana left. And we see where I think I'm done for now, though. We have work to do in there, so that's the next step of actual coding work we have to do, is actually improve the state management. So when we cast a spell, we track the cooldown. And when we buy stuff, that both people don't buy it. And then that should allow us to get a little bit higher. So we're kind of stuck there. We don't really have much there. And we'll have to look what the other guys do. We're trying to do... Yeah, we're still not flexible enough in what we do. We get up there, so we're not so good. But I'm having fun doing the code, so that's all. And that's all they say. That's all the key that what we're trying to do right now is get this code nicely structured. So how you would do a strategy, and get status, gets. I'll just add everything. More stuffs. So I'll be gone for a while until this. I mean, not like a wrong. I mean, I'll be back this evening for a little while. I have an appointment at like 4, so I should be back by like 8 or so, and then we'll do a couple hours again this evening. We'll patch up the state to actually modify the state based on like when we buy an item, when we cast a spell, that we can actually track that so we don't do it repeatedly. And then think about doing more strategies and how the two combine, because we took off the items from Iron Man, which makes us worse. We'll put the items back on, and then improve the item strategy to buy better items, and then maybe add more spells. And then we'll just see how far that gets us. But of course, the longer we wait, the harder it is to get up there, because other people are working on theirs as well. But again, we want the code. I think our code's looking relatively well for strategy. We all at ifs. We got a little things to work on. So I think we're doing well. I thank you for watching again this morning, and hopefully you can join us this evening. If not, they'll be up on YouTube. And don't forget to follow and cheer for me on Twitch and stuff. We still have that cheer to be #1. You just need 1 bit. And follow and retweet and resubscribe. Okay, thank you very much, and we'll see you again this evening.